Dr. Lepisto, you speak a lot about the Maori healers in New Zealand. Could you tell us what you learned from them or about them?
First of all, I learned the traditional uses of the Horopito plant from the Maori healers. And I discovered that a lot of these traditional uses were being confirmed by modern science. For example, the Maoris used the herb to treat ringworm or skin fungal infections, and the greatest current science on Horopito is all about what it does for fungus and what it does for skin and internal infections.
That's a really old plant, isn't it?
It's a very old plant. In fact, it's so old, it's of the time at which plants were not even developing a deep root system for their water supply. And so they have very porous tubes within the actual shrub itself. It requires a very, very moist environment. Lo and behold, New Zealand rainforest, where there's a lot of moisture for it to thrive. And it's because it's such an ancient plant. It's kind of the caliber of ginkgo. Ginkgo is one of the other ancient trees that are out there.
Okay, and then there's a story about how the Maori women, how they wean their children from breast milk.
Yes.
How do they do that?
Well, this is how they did it. They used the Horopito plant, which is a pepper family plant, and they rubbed it directly on the nipples. And so that would make it a very spicy taste for these infants. Lo and behold, they didn't want to nurse anymore.
Well, that sounds effective.
It is. And, you know, it's not unlike some stories I've heard of grandmothers putting Vicks on their nipples.
Yes, like my grandmother did.
Like your grandmother, exactly, like we were just talking about.
All right. Well, thank you, Dr. Lepisto.